that she has planned. So the wedding will take place at the Grand Canyon in May. The reception will be indoors because of air conditioning. There will only be about 50 people. It will be a close family and friends, as it is a destination, and they like it quiet themselves. I will be my mom's maid of honor. My goal is to honor and thank my mother by praising her outstanding character throughout the years, and to demonstrate how blessed each of the newlyweds are because of her personality. My hope is that she will be more honored, admired, and loved by everyone because of this. Welcome, peace and joy to all you who have come today. It is wonderful to see so many smiles, hear the ringing of great laughter, and know that everyone is touched by the people we are celebrating today. Knowing John and Eva is one of the greatest blessings God can give us. It is customary to flatter the newlyweds in a toast, but before I do, I humbly request that you let me do a quick walk through some highlights in my life that give an outline of this amazing woman to those who may not know her well, and a reminder for those who do, so that she may be honored as she should be this day and every day. The blushing bride, my mother Eva, has always been exceedingly thoughtful and considerate of others. To know her is to love her. If you don't love her, you're jealous of her. There is no greater natural beauty than Eva's, and none so beautiful in heart. Her manner is as gentle as a lamb, but she has a resolution as strong as a protective mother lion. Time and experience, and John, have changed her in many ways throughout the years, but there are some things solidified in my mother that have never changed. My most impressionable memories are from childhood. As a child, my mommy was in college full-time, studying long and hard. We lived in apartments, in daycare, and on welfare. She would save coins for weeks to months to buy us a simple Happy Meal for me and my brothers that we would share. She would go home and make herself a PB&J, but it just made her so happy that we got a toy with the meal. It took her over a year of making small payments to buy us one of those toy red cars that you can drive around in from Toys R Us if you shuffle your feet like the Flintstones. It is a small sample of many sacrifices she made, yet I don't think any of them have been appreciated as they should have been. But as children, we didn't know any better. We had little to live on, but we were always provided for and lavished with love. There were many times she didn't want to quit college. She wanted to be home with us children because that's where her heart was. Yet the wisdom God gave her told her that everything would get better and it would be worth it. She believed him, and he was right. Her faith in God was what gave her the strength to conquer every day. And no matter how much homework she had, no matter if it was finals week, the Sabbath was always dedicated to God. She would not work from sundown Friday to dusk on Saturday. That was the time for family and God, and she even took time to teach our Sunday school class through all this. One of my favorite and most precious memories was close to Christmas, and I was probably only 7 or 8. The apartment we lived in didn't have a fireplace, so she took this large roll of paper she had, and she drew us a whole fireplace. She even colored it in, and she tacked it on the wall and tacked our stockings along the mantelpiece she had drawn. Just one of the most heartfelt things she's done, and it was so simple. A few years later, continuing my habit of starting things early, like walking at 6 months and running at 9, I was a full-blown teen with an attitude by age 12. My mother did not deserve this torture. My mother never yelled at me, though. She did something I consider much worse. She looked hurt, and it showed on her face. And she was always kind and patient, no matter what she did. Her quiet yet concrete love, despite what I did, poured guilt on me until I broke under her and God's love. Have you ever heard the phrases, kill your enemies with kindness, or always forgive your enemies? Nothing annoys them more? My mother was their mascot. But it was from her example and her guidance that I did not change who I was, but I became strong enough to become who I was made to be. By this time in our lives, she had earned her degree and she was working full-time. We were off welfare, and we moved into our first and only house. She would get up early, 4 a.m. early, just so that she could be off work about the time we got home from school so she could spend time with us like she's always wanted to. And our situation had done and a complete about-face. Instead of being supported, she was supporting and giving generously to everyone. And today she has the gift that she has always deserved, the love and companionship of John. John, this is the woman who has promised her life to you. This amazing woman has the heart of God, and you will get the rewards from that choice. Her patience has never ended. Her love never failed. Her devotions never wavered. Her priorities are never reproachful. Her wisdom is never wrong. Her sacrifices are never regretted. Her encouragement always brings strength. She is sweet, silly, strong, sarcastic, soft in heart, and serves all people that her God loves. It is about time she was loved and spoiled back. Children grow up and leave the home. Spouses grow up and come into the home. Spouses support each other when us children have left the house the opposite of what it is now, quiet and clean. Her life was our lives, but now she finally has a chance to have her life, one that has meaning because she has someone to share it with. John, you have been a wonderful friend and protector of our family for years. As a friend, I have certain expectations, such as honesty, trust, and common courtesy. As my stepfather, I have a few more that I expect you to know. I expect my mother to be spoiled rotten by your love, shared memories, and gifts for her and your care. My second expectation is that you share her love with God so that both your lives will be filled with the greatest joy, meaning, and purpose. And lastly, I expect you to be immeasurably blessed because of receiving my mother's amazing love in Jesus. Will the celebrating party please join me in this prayer by toasting John and Eva? To the both of you whom I love dearly, I will pray every morning that your days will be bright with God's smile. It is also my hope that they will be challenging enough to keep you maturing, overflowing with laughter to keep your spirits high, and peaceful so that you will be around for countless years to come. May God bless the both of you.